Hey guys, going to make 40 off of my channel. I got another deck profile for you today. I know I did not be posting as much. It's just because, well, I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest of kind of posting videos and such. But it doesn't mean I'm going to be stop making videos. It's going to be a little bit, or at least until I kind of find a way to kind of improve the quality of the videos. That's pretty much the reason why I'm not doing as much videos as I would like. Well, that and I finally got a job that actually is putting me a lot of hours. I mean, I barely have enough time for myself. So anyway, I got a deck profile for you today. This build is a Regalia deck. But wait, it's not CEO Yggdrasil. It's the one and only Nyx. So yeah, this deck has been doing a lot of play testing, and well, there's a little story behind this deck. One of my friends, he was trying to look for a deck that he would like, and the CEO Yggdrasil was pretty much the one that he thought of kind of built it into, because well, it was Oriental, and also it kind of reminded him of the Oracle Think Tank deck a little bit, not in mechanics but rather in the artwork. So what I decided to do is help him out. So what did I do? I tried to look for something that I would like to build, and then all of a sudden this one woman, one noble, actually came up to me and say, hey, this noble, I just looked at her effect and I thought, wow, this is not too bad. And then I looked at the other cards and I thought, wow, it actually has a lot of good consistency. It provides so much pressure to the opponent. So, enough rambling beside. Guessing you want to see about the starter. Just to get that out of the way. The starter for this is Vivid Rabbit. Now, you might be thinking, like, why am I not running Prayer Angel? Well, to be honest, I didn't like how Prayer Angel actually helped out with the deck, or at least how I built it to be. Because, well, you will find out later on, this thing has a little bit of a branching path. So, Vivid Rabbit actually takes care of that pretty well with that, and it actually gives an early soul charge for Nyx, because you can still use the one ability, which I will be explaining later on, for a cost of counterblast 1, which to be honest, there really isn't any that do as much counterblasting. So yeah. Vivid Rabbit, a little bit better than Prey Angel in this case. Alright, moving on to the Great Threes. Well, yeah, man. I'm just trying to find what kind of plates I want to put in. Alright, so for the Great Threes, I have 4 Nyxes, obviously for her Legion effect. Pretty much when I Soul Blast something that is the same name as the one in the Vanguard circle, so obviously Nyx and her mate, she will get a 5k and a crit out of that. But it can only be used once. Cannot be used for the rest of the turn. So it can only activate once. So as soon as a one unit gets Soul Blasted, boom, that's it. So her other ability, Soul Blast 3. If I have 3 or less cards, I get to draw 1. This ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. So when I was talking about Vivid Rabbit being a better starter than Prayer Angel, pretty much what I usually like to do for the deck is have like an early 3 soul charge, so that way I can soul blast the things to get a free card, keep myself at 4, get a good healthy hand and such. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I run Vivid Rabbit, help out with Nyx a little bit. So, you're saying, well, what did you mean about the branching path? Well, I got 2 Minervas. So, you might be thinking, why do I have Minerva? Well, pretty much the support for these things are really good to the point where I start to get refunds for the deck. So I can just keep doing my soul blasting and soul charging all over again, and Minerva's is pretty much right there for the finisher because, well, who would like to get hit by a crit with this thing? Especially something like sort early in the game and such. So pretty much Nyx is the bruiser, and if I see if it gets a little bit too grindy, I ride to Minerva and pretty much I'll finish it off right there. So you might be thinking like, what else can I use with this? 2 Angelicas, 1 Cross Ride. That's the one reason, and another reason is she actually helps out with the hand consistency a little bit better. And also, she also provides a little bit more soul charge, break right ability, blah blah blah. Now, some people might say, "Ooh, it actually slows down the deck a bit." Well, yes, but at least I got something good to sit on. Cause let's just say I break right into Nyx, I get plenty of soul charges right there, and there's gonna be some cards that I can actually put some units from the drop zone all the way to the soul. Yes, that's what I mean about a refund. That's pretty much the reason why I love this deck so much, because I get so much refunds. Alright, so moving on to the grade 2s. Alright, for my grade 2s, we got 4 of Nyx's mate, Chimera. Remember when I said I would get refunds? This is one of them. I like her I pretty much like her for that. So pretty much I max her out. Plus also for that persona drop thing. It also works the same thing. So that's another bonus. Alright, so and also I run 3 Norns just to give that 5k bonus. And also to have like a pretty good early setup and such. 2 Hesperus. She's pretty much a similar aspect as Norn and Chimera. Well, if I have the persona drop, that is. Pretty much what she does is, if she gets soul blasted, I gain the effect. If I hit, I get to retard something. And since this deck has so much refunds, this thing, you could probably bet I can put this thing to good use. And lastly but not least, I'm kind of testing it out here and there, but I decided I think I'm just going to go for 3 Phrasias. Now, some people might say, oh, I should probably go for 4 Hesperus and 4 Norns, just for the early soul bites and such. Well, okay, yes, that is very true. But there is a problem of this thing actually getting the kind of souls after I kind of use up her, and there's a grade 1 version of Chimera later on. So let's just say I just use that up. Now what? I got some more soul in there since Phrasia actually put me up on the soul charts. That, and since I don't use as much counterblast, she's actually pretty good girl to actually have it to use the counterblast with, because I get to do Legioning and such. So yeah. That's the end of the grade 2s. Now for the grade 1s. I'm going to be starting with the Sentinels. That's pretty much your perfect guards, quintet walls, blah 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 blah. 2 perfect guards, 2 quintet walls. Some people might say that's a little bit too less for perfect guards, since in this kind of meta. But to be honest, like I said, I could get a little bit of refund when I put out Chimera and the grade 1 version of her, which is Shiny Angel for her. I just like to max her out. I just like to get as much Regalia units as I can into the drop zone. Well, not only that, but I use her shielding as well. So 2 quintet walls is not too bad for this deck. And so far, it's actually working out pretty good. Okay, so now you might be thinking, well, what else do I have? Well, I also have 3 Pure Angels. Some people rather use a Cider, but since this deck doesn't have, since the Regalia units don't have much Regalia units to abuse, I thought Pure Angel would probably be a good option. And I just put her at 3. I used to have 4 until I realized, it's a little bit too much. 4 was a little bit too much, so I put it down as 3 and just replaced with a grade 2. And for the last 2, some people might, I know one person actually told me this is kind of contradictory for this deck, but 2 Ordained Owls. They're just mainly there just for the push if I have plenty of grade 3s in there. And what he says, the reason why it is contradictory, because I can actually put her at from the drop zone to the soul. I can pretty much soul blast her and put her back into soul again, using China Angel or Chimera or anybody else. So he just says, well, that's pretty much contradictory in there. That is very true. And he suggested to me I should use Yuno. That's pretty much the Regalia 10k attacker. So, I don't know. I think I might go for a few testings, but if it doesn't work, Ordained Owls is going to pretty much be the go-to owl. Alright, so now for the triggers. Alright, this is, I'm going to have to say this is pretty standard. Standard-ish. I got 8 crits. 4 of them Kurokuhimes because they don't have a second Regalia critical trigger. If they did, I think I might do it, but due to my certain mortal enemy deck, I have to pretty much have her right there. And Clear Angel, Regalia. You gotta have Regalia. You can't do anything else. Otherwise, it's not gonna be so good. Aklis, for it stands. Pretty much the only reason why I have these things. Well, actually, no, 2 reasons. 1, it pretty much acts like Norn, in case I don't soul charge it into the Norns and such. Secondly, is a stand. Since this the Vanguard's gonna be putting so much effort, and some people might just like block it or put a perfect guard up. The stands actually come pretty handy, and it's really good to put back in if not anything. And for heals, Regalia, you got yada yada yada. And that's pretty much the deck profile. And yeah, I just explained how it does. Nyx is the bruiser, and Minerva is the finisher. So yeah, if you guys like this, please comment about it and blah blah blah. I know I didn't explain too much about this deck, but if you guys have any questions, please comment about it. I can go ahead and just answer them right there, but don't be too redundant. Otherwise, if I see any comments that are redundant, I will delete them. So yes, I'll see you guys later. Bye.